You're listening to Real Estate Radio Denver on News Talk 710 KNUS. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Tom Souther.
Good morning. Welcome to Real Estate Radio Denver, the most informative hour of radio every Saturday right here on News Talk 710 KNUS. I'm your host, Tom Souther. Thank you so much for joining me. As you know, Real Estate Radio Denver is dedicated to building Denver's housing market. We're here to give you some great advice, help you connect with some true experts, and that's whether you're buying a home, selling a home, maybe you need some refinance advice, maybe you've got a credit issue. There's so many ways that we can direct you and help you in that real estate market. We've got going to have an update in a little bit on some insurance issues, so that's always something to wait for and listen to, so don't miss a minute. I want to remind you, you can always reach us off air. I'd love to get your questions. It is an off air number, but you can leave us a message. You can send me a text to this number. Get your pen out. You can write this down, 720-515-1818, 720-515-1818. And we will get back to you and help you with whatever that issue is. As you know, I am a mortgage professional. I work for Citywide Home Loans, and we help customers largely with purchase money transactions, and that is our specialty. So I want to throw that out to you. If you have any financing advice or questions, please throw them at me. I'd love to help you with that. Again, that off-air number, 720-515-1818. We've got a great show for you today. I want to get started with that right away. Let me give you a little summary of what you're going to hear for the hour. I have two great professionals with me from the Aurora Board of Realtors who are, Aurora Association of Realtors, that are going to help us with to understand a new event that they've got. They've been doing it for a couple of years. It's called Homeowner Services Expo. We're going to talk about that. I've got Ryan Mathisen with Colorado Insurance here, who's going to give us an insurance update and give you some great information on an insurance topic later in the second segment. And then at the end of the show, for the last half, I've got a fantastic real estate expert that's going to give us some updates on the marketplace and some great advice there, how to be successful in this market. So we've got a great show for you. Do not miss a minute. So let's jump right in. I want to introduce my two first guests. And I have with me Susan Sechrist. Susan is a real estate agent, and she is representing today the Aurora Association of Realtors. And I also have with me Tish Gaddy. Tish also is representing the Aurora Association of Realtors, and we wanted to fill you in on an event they've got coming up. It's called the Homeowner Services Expo. And why don't we jump right in, and one of the two of you give us a little bit of information about what this expo is about, and then we'll give you details on how to get there later on. So make sure you have a pen or pencil ready.
Well, Tom, thank you so much. The Aurora Association of Realtors is actually pleased to have this opportunity to promote the Homeowners Services Expo. This is our third annual affiliate fair, but this year it is geared more toward prospective home buyers, homeowners. It is also geared toward investors. But this event is a great opportunity to know service providers who support homeowners or prospective homeowners. The Aurora Association of Realtors is pleased to have this opportunity to offer this as a service to the community. So basically, this event is a show and tell atmosphere that allows the consumer to come in and meet many of the local service providers that service the Aurora Association of Realtors. And even though we are the Aurora Association of Realtors, our service providers actually service all of the metropolitan Denver area.
So this event, this is going to be a fantastic event that the Aurora Association of Realtors is what I'm gleaning out of that information is a lot of different vendors and service providers that you can stop in, you can chat with, and they're going to help you answer all your questions in many areas that are real estate related, whether that's realtors or other vendors. Tell me about who else is going to be there.
We have close to 60 service providers that will be there. Some of the exhibitors include a basement systems company, a big box retailer,
Chaffa, carpeting.
Wait. Let's back up. Chaffa. What the heck is a Chaffa? The Colorado Housing and Finance Authority. They are a fantastic organization that helps people with that maybe don't have a lot of down payment money, and they've got a great program to help you if maybe you don't have a full down payment. So they're a great group to talk with if you're a first-time home buyer and trying to, or maybe not even a first-timer, but trying to get into the market and you don't have a huge amount of down payment money.
Exactly. And we have a carpeting vendor, a coffee vendor, estate sales, collectible exhibitors, even a financial planner.
And also, we have a flyers and printing company. There will also be handmade jewelry. And as you're thinking about those projects for spring, we have a handyman computer company and home services.
We've also got an exterior painter, someone providing legal services, and we have 13 mortgage lenders signed up. And with all the...
that's a lot.
Wow.
That's a lot. And with all the changes coming, definitely there's plenty of people to answer your questions.
So we've got lots of great vendors for you to meet. This is the Aurora Association of Realtors Homeowner Services Expo. We're going to take a really quick break, and we're going to come back. We're going to give you the times when that event's happening, the dates, so do not miss a minute. Get your pencil handy. You're listening to Real Estate Radio Denver here on News Talk 710 KNUS. We're going to be right back. Do not miss a minute. Come on back.
News Talk 710.
Hi, Tom Souther here, host of Real Estate Radio Denver. I am thrilled that I get to speak with you every week and bring you the truth about our local real estate market. Much of what you hear in the news is based on national numbers and really doesn't mean much here in Denver. If you want the inside knowledge about what's going on in our real estate market, that's what I'm here for. Give me a call or text at 720-515-1818. That's 720-515-1818. Whether you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or refinance your home, I can help you make an educated decision about what's best for you and your family. It's easy. I give you the real facts. You decide what to do from there. Just give me a call or text 720-515-1818. That's 720-515-1818. Or visit us online at realestateradiodenver.com. Thank you for listening, and we'll be right back.
Licensed and regulated by the Colorado Division of Real Estate. License number 100027866. NMLS 218244.
Real Estate Radio Denver is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Tom Souther. The purpose of the show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Denver, Tom Souther can help. Call or text Tom directly at 720-515-1818. That's 720-515-1818. Take advantage of speaking with Tom Souther anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all your questions, that truly cares about you and your family's best interest, is priceless. Call Tom Souther today, and you'll be glad you did. 720-515-1818. That's 720-515-1818. Or you can visit realestateradiodenver.com for more info. That's 720-515-1818. Or realestateradiodenver.com for more information. You're listening to Real Estate Radio Denver with local expert Tom Souther. Now, here's Tom.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Denver. I'm your host, Tom Souther, and we have some great guests here. I want to introduce them back in. We are filling you in on an event you probably don't want to miss if you've got some time, that is sponsored by the Aurora Association of Realtors, and it's their Homeowner Services Expo. And I've got with me two great guests that are going to fill you in with some more information. I have Susan Sechrist, who is a real estate agent and a board member with the Aurora Association of Realtors, and I also have Tish Gaddy, who is also an affiliate member of the Aurora Association of Realtors. And again, Susan and Tish, we're trying to make sure that people understand this event. It's going to be an expo with a lot of booths. You've got 60 plus vendors coming in. I think that's the number.
We do. And we want to reiterate, this is a free event.
And it's a free event.
Nothing better than that.
Which we like. So it's an opportunity for you, if you've got some questions about, your property, or maybe acquiring a property, or want to talk to a realtor or a lender or a number of people with no strings attached. Just come in. It's informational. It's a great opportunity for you to do that. So let's fill in some of the blanks. We know it costs nothing, which is good.
Costs nothing.
Free is good.
Free is good.
Give us again date and time.
The date is Friday, January 17th, from 8:30 to 10:30 a.m.
So it's Friday morning. It is a week, 6 days from now, Friday morning. And what is the location?
The location is the Aurora Association of Realtors Conference Center, 14,201 East Evans Drive in Aurora. Okay. So from 225, you take the Iliff exit, go east on Iliff to Black Hawk. There's an Applebee's restaurant right on the corner. Go north on Black Hawk about 4 blocks to East Evans Drive and follow to the association building. It's the first building on the left. There's parking in the front, the sides, in front on the street, so there's plenty of parking.
So I'm going to make this easy. We're going to give you a phone number for them in a minute. But if you didn't have a chance to write all that down and would like me to send you that address and the date and time, this is simple. The off-air number for our show, 720-515-1818, 720-515-1818. Text that number. You can text Homeowner Expo or Expo, and I will send you that information. Or leave me a message. Do it old-fashioned way. Leave me a message. Leave me your phone number. I'll call you back and tell you the date, time, and the address, so you can make that event. But again, it is Friday, next Friday, which is the 17th, and it is from 8:30 to 10:30 a.m.
And I do want to just make note, if we have inclement weather, we will be following the Aurora Public Schools schedule, and if those schools are closed due to bad weather on the 17th, then the alternate expo date will be Friday, January 24th.
So if for some reason all the schools are closed on that Friday morning and you're on your way over there, just push yourself out a week.
Exactly.
And again, if you have a question, let's give the number for the Aurora Association of Realtors so that you guys can call them if you really want more detailed information.
It is 303-369-5549.
But I will tell you, if you just want the contact information or you want date, time, and location, address, just text the show, 720-515-1818. Just text the word Expo, and I'll send that to you. Piece of cake. I understand there's some food. There's some door prizes.
Well, Tom, what event would not be complete without some food being served? So actually, we will be serving some breakfast burritos, some fruit, some donuts, fruit juice, coffee, and tea. And so while you are getting all of your homeowner services questions answered, you can also have breakfast at the same time.
And we also will be having door prize giveaways. Those who enter the drawings must be present to win. We want our homeowners and potential homeowners and investors to stay and get all their questions answered.
And I also want to add that one of our service providers will also have on site a couple of massage therapists giving away free massages.
Perfect.
Gotta like
what
that.
a nice way to start your Friday.
It is a nice
Breakfast
way to
burrito
start it.
and a massage.
Take a load
I
off
love
your
it.
feet
I love
and get a massage at the same time.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. It's going to be a great event. This is the third year. It's growing every year, and we'd sure love to see you there. Please come on out. And again, if you need that contact info or the date, time, location, I'm going to give it to you one more time. Friday, January 17th, 2014, obviously. This is the Aurora Association of Realtors Home Services Expo. 60-some vendors all there to answer your questions in a large selection of different services for you. And again, it's 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. on that Friday, January 17th, at their conference center at 14201 East Evans Drive in Aurora. And again, I encourage you, if you need that address, need those times and dates, just text the show, 720-515-1818. Just text the word Expo, and I will shoot you that info out to you. We'll make it very, very, very simple for you. But it's a great event. I highly recommend if you've got some questions, if you want to just check out the home buying industry or some of the services that surround that, you have some questions. Maybe you're thinking of doing some home remodeling, or there's a million different vendors here and ways for you to get your questions answered. Chat with a realtor, find out what's going on in the marketplace. Here's my big thing: find out why you should buy now.
Exactly.
Versus next week, next month.
And
6
again,
months from
we
now.
do want to reiterate that these service providers not only service the Aurora area, but throughout the metropolitan Denver area. A lot of them have 20-plus years experience as well.
Yeah, there's going to be some builders. Talk to a builder. Maybe you're thinking about it's time to buy that dream, build that dream home.
Exactly.
What a nice opportunity to talk to somebody face to face as well.
Mm-hmm.
Come get your questions answered.
Yeah.
There's going to be some lenders there. I encourage you talk to them about lending. Find out how easy it is. I obviously encourage you to call me, call my office, call the show 720-515. I'll get you those questions as well. But if you want to talk to somebody face to face, you can walk in and talk to 13 lenders at this fair. There's a strong possibility that I just might show up over there as well. Come on down and introduce yourself.
That would be awesome.
I will be wandering about and in probably the Homestead title booth. So I encourage you to come on down. Anything else we want to throw in?
Well, there's something for everybody. It doesn't matter what it is. Each of these providers have something unique to offer. So please take the opportunity to come down and meet some of these folks and get to know them and have your questions answered. We look forward to seeing everybody there.
Awesome.
And this is an opportunity to meet with service providers who have been proven and tested by the Aurora Association of Realtors.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to thank Susan Sechrist and Tish Gaddy for coming in and filling us in on the Homeowner Services Expo. Again, text the show 720-515-1818. Text the word Expo, and I'll get you that date, time, and location, and we can move from there. I want to move right into our Cover Your Assets segment. I have with me Ryan Mathisen. He's one of the owners, I guess I can say.
I am.
Sales managers of
Both.
Colorado Insurance, one of the largest insurance agencies, independent insurance agencies in Colorado. And welcome. And Ryan, I think you wanted to talk about some differences in homeowners policies and what's going on in the market.
I did, and I just kind of wanted to touch on, a main question that a lot of our clients have been bringing to us when they're shopping for insurance. I think they're getting a lot of different information from different carriers, and kind of a topic that is confusing to everyone, including agents, actually. You ask 10 different agents, you'll get 10 different answers on this topic.
That's why I tell people, just ask one agent who works with many, many insurance companies. That would be you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm always studying the market and studying the business and trying to better my knowledge and passing it on to our listeners. So when you go to buy a homeowner's policy, and this is talking about a single-family home, your normal homeowner's policy covers the roof and structure, everything inside. There's two types of policies that are being offered on the market. One of them is called an HO3 policy, which is your normal homeowner's policy. A lot of captive agencies, your State Farm Farmers, Allstate, American Family, USAAs, are offering...
Not to mention any names.
Yep. Well, they're called the captives. They're offering a policy that's called an HO5 policy. It's supposedly a beefed up HO3 policy, and there's just a lot of misconceptions and, again, misinformation about the differences between the two. An HO3 policy is what's called a named peril policy. An HO5 is called an open peril policy. The difference between the two is the HO5 open peril policy covers more perils. It covers everything. There's nothing in there that it's not going to cover. The problem is, if you look down on your policy, there's an exclusions page. So when you're comparing an HO3 and an HO5 side by side, you'll see the extra perils that are covered on the HO5 policy, but then if you go down to your exclusions page, all of the extra coverages that are included on that open peril policy are excluded. So really, you're paying 20, 30, 40% more for this HO5 policy that you were told was a beefed up HO3, when in fact it covers the exact same perils that an HO3 does, because the open ones on the HO5 are in fact excluded. So we have not found one instance in our 20 years of doing business where people needed that open peril policy. There's never been a claim that was not covered on an HO3 that was needed, if that makes sense.
So this isn't new. This I don't want to call it a scam, but
no, it's
this kind of this has been going on for a while. These policies, different policies, and you need a lawyer to read the fine print for you.
Correct.
You need an expert like Ryan Mathisen at Colorado Insurance to determine, what you're getting for your money.
Sure. And another thing that I'm hearing from agents, whether they're just not educated or this may be their interpretation of the policies. Again, everybody has kind of a different interpretation. They're hearing that an HO3 policy is an actual cash value policy, meaning anything that it's going to pay out on a claim is going to be depreciated based on the year of that roof, personal property, whatever it is. Whereas an HO5 policy is replacement cost, meaning no matter what the age is of that system, your personal property, they're just going to replace it. This is incorrect. An HO3 policy and an HO5 policy are both replacement costs, which is what you want. Now, some agents will write an HO3 policy with actual cash value, so you do want to be careful of that. You want to ask. But it's all in the agent and how they write it. Doesn't matter if it's an HO3 or it's an HO5. You want to make sure that you have replacement costs. But that HO3 policy carries replacement costs just like the HO5 one does. So I just don't want our listeners to be paying 20, 30, 40% more for their homeowner's insurance and really be getting the same policy. So do your research and ask. Call me, call another broker, call around to different agents and get.
Well, I'm gonna make this real simple for folks, because I will tell you, don't call someone else. Call Ryan.
Of course,
Mathisen.
I'd love you to call me.
These guys are the experts.
Yes.
I will tell you, they do just an amazing job for all my customers. So if you're confused by this, which
yes.
I am.
It's confusing. It is.
Here's what you do. It's very simple. Call Colorado Insurance. They will do an insurance evaluation for you. They will tell you, yes, you have an HO3 policy or you have an HO5 policy. Right. And this was what their recommendation is. Ryan, how do they get a hold of you?
You can call my office at 720-266-5302. You can also email me at ryan.mathisen, Mathisen, at buykoloradoinsurance, all spelled out.com.
We're going to give you that information after we get right back. You're listening to Real Estate Radio Denver here on News Talk 710 KNUS. Come right back.
Like licorice and looks like toilet bowl cleaner, a chemical used in the coal industry that's contaminated the water supply for about 300,000 West Virginians. Will take a while to clear out. For 3 days now, residents have been told not to drink or wash with the blue-green water. Governor Earl Ray Tomblin.
My DEP ordered the company storing the chemical to take immediate action and stop additional flows of the chemical into the Elk River.
A handful of people have been hospitalized after coming into contact with the water. Flood warnings and watches in effect for 11 states in the east as heavy rains fall on frozen ground. Possibility of ice jams in rivers adding to the danger of flooding. Israel mourning the death of former Prime Minister Ariel Sharon, who'd been in a coma for 8 years following a stroke. He was 85. A 75-year-old woman in serious but stable condition after being gored in the eye by a deer at a wildlife sanctuary near Tampa Bay, Florida. Joan Bennett, ABC News.
News Talk 710 weather.
Your Saturday forecast for the Denver metro area is a mild one, but also a very windy one, especially along and near the foothills. That'll be especially true as well late today into tonight on into Sunday. Wind speeds along and near the foothills, perhaps 60 miles an hour or more at times. We'll see a high of 57 degrees today, a low of 33. For Sunday, a little colder, not as nice. High of 40, a low of 22 with brisk northwest winds. I'm 710 KNUS forecaster Mark Hewer.
Hi, this is Dan Kaplis. Join me again Monday at 9 a.m. as we continue to fight the good fight for the people of Colorado. Along with you, take our state back from the left, which is using it as their own little laboratory, experimenting with our kids. We're not going to take it anymore. Join me Monday, 9 a.m., 710 KNUS.
The Dan Kaplis Show, weekday mornings from 9 to 11, right after Peter Boyles on News Talk 710 KNUS.
Tom, tell me what Real Estate Radio Denver is all about.
Real Estate Radio Denver is about getting the truth out to you about the local Denver real estate, mortgage, credit, and financial markets. Quite honestly, you've been misled, if not flat lied to, by the nationwide media. We're going to change that and get the truth out.
What are some of the things you're helping the people of Denver accomplish with their real estate?
We are helping families get into their first home. We're helping families save huge amounts of money on their interest payments, and we're helping educate people about building or rebuilding their credit, the financial markets, and investing in real estate.
Who's out there listening right now that should call you today?
Anyone who's thinking about buying or selling a home, anyone who currently has a mortgage rate at 4.75 or above, or anyone who wants the truth about the Denver real estate market.
Well, folks, it's just that simple. If you want the free real estate advice in Denver, call or text Tom Souther right now at 720-515-1818. That's 720-515-1818.
Licensed and regulated by the Colorado Division of Real Estate. License number 100027866. NMLS 218244.
Hi, Tom Souther here, host of Real Estate Radio Denver. I am thrilled that I get to speak with you every week and bring you the truth about our local real estate market. Much of what you hear in the news is based on national numbers and really doesn't mean much here in Denver. If you want the inside knowledge about what's going on in our real estate market, that's what I'm here for. Give me a call or text at 720-515-1818. That's 720-515-1818. Whether you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or refinance your home, I can help you make an educated decision about what's best for you and your family. It's easy. I give you the real facts. You decide what to do from there. Just give me a call or text 720-515-1818. That's 720-515-1818. Or visit us online at realestateradiodenver.com. Thank you for listening, and we'll be right back.
Licensed and regulated by the Colorado Division of Real Estate. License number 100027866. NMLS 218244.
You're listening to Real Estate Radio Denver with local expert Tom Souther. Now, here's Tom.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Denver. I'm your host, Tom Souther, and we are going to change it up a little bit. We spent the first half, we did a Cover Your Assets segment with Ryan Mathisen, Colorado Insurance, and again, I want to encourage you, please let Ryan give you an insurance checkup. These guys do just a fantastic job. They're very reputable. They're very honest with you. They're going to tell you good, bad, or indifferent. If you're in the right place, they'll tell you you're in the right place. If you're not, they're going to give you some suggestions as to how to improve your situation, maybe save you some money. And I will tell you, in the last 2-3 years, doing some refinances, I have quite often saved people as much money by having them reshop their insurance than what I've saved them in refinancing, particularly if they've been with a large company for many years. Those you'd be amazed how quickly your rates just go up out of control, and you just never even know it. Okay. So again, I will really encourage you, let Ryan give you an insurance update. You'll be pretty happy you did, and even if he can't save you some money, he'll give you the honest answer of maybe stay where you are or tweak this or tweak that. So always happy to have Ryan Mathisen as a show partner with Colorado Insurance. Ryan is here with us. He's going to stick around for the second half of the show. I hope I didn't confuse people too
much with that segment, but I can certainly explain in more detail if you need. So
the bottom line is insurance is can be very confusing and very complicated, and you need an advocate on your side that can help you navigate that path. And sure. I highly recommend Colorado Insurance to do that. Ryan, give me your phone number one more time.
Yep, the phone number is 720-266-5302.
The other thing I want to throw out at the beginning of the segment is the off-air number for the show, 720-515-1818. Again, write that down, 720-515-1818. Also, if you're interested in the Homeowner Services Expo, you're going to find the information for that expo on our Facebook page, Real Estate Radio Denver, on Facebook. So please look there and friend the show. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to connect with you. Please friend us on Facebook. Love to have you in the neighborhood. So I want to introduce my next guest. I'm pretty excited. I don't know Kelly really well. I'm going to honestly say that. I'm very impressed. She came highly recommended. She actually has done quite a bit of work with Ryan Mathisen at Colorado Insurance and has a long-term relationship with them, and I trust them without question. And I'm excited to make her acquaintance, and we've chatted quite a bit about some of her real estate experience, and it's quite impressive. So I want to introduce to you Kelly Spencer. Kelly is a residential real estate expert and agent. She currently hangs her license with Keller Williams in the DTC office. She's been in the biz for 10 plus years, so not new. Kelly, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And we had a great conversation a little bit ago, and we talked about all kinds of things in the market and what's going on in Denver. And Denver's such a unique marketplace. I love to tell people, if you're listening to the national news, stop.
Because it's hogwash.
Yeah. Because, it's all over the place, and it doesn't necessarily apply to where we are. We are in a unique situation. And one of the things I wanted to throw out is I spent 2 hours today in a presentation with a national, very well-known economist, and talking about the marketplace. And, and he's of the opinion that everything is moving along in the right direction. We're not, going gangbusters, but we're heading in the right directions. All indicators are showing we're heading in the right directions. And then on a national level, and he got to the end of the presentation, and he spoke specifically about Colorado and Denver, and it's a great story. We are one of the biggest success and recovery stories in the nation.
Well, who wouldn't want to live in Colorado? And as we talked about, real estate's local, and Colorado and the local things that we offer is a great place. A lot of companies are coming in. There's lots of great real estate, and it's a fun place to be.
It is a fun place to be, and we are recovering so nicely. And one of those things that Kelly and I talked about, and we wanted to spend a little bit of time with, is why now is such a great time in the market. Versus, what would have been a better time was 6 months ago or a year ago, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Rates
Maybe
were a little
spring.
better.
I don't know
and if that
that
wasn't right for you, I wouldn't sweat it. But
it's always a great time to buy, and
it is. And my argument, Kelly, that I try to get this in people's heads is, it's a better time if you're thinking of buying and you're thinking, gosh, I want to wait because it's going to be better in spring, or I'm going to get a better rate, or I'm going to get a better price, when everybody else is shopping in spring and there's more on the market, or at the end of the year, or I need to save another $5,000, or I need to get my credit score up 5 points. Stop,
because we're not genies, and the marketplace changes, and the marketplace indicators show us right now that our inventory is so far down that it's an amazing time for a seller who wants to sell and move up and buy their dream home, and their inventory is there. And for the first-time home buyer, it's an amazing market too. The interest rates are still at historical lows, much lower than when I bought my first house.
Oh, and they're less than half.
Correct.
Of the rate of my first mortgage.
And my first mortgage was 7%, and I remember being tickled pink that I got 7% because I worked really hard. I ran with it. It was awesome.
And mine was 9.5, and I was very happy to get that back then. And I can pull out loads of people who will tell you 12, 13, 14, 18% stories.
Right.
So, people who survived the Carter area.
Well, and the rent rates were ridiculous because there's not a whole lot of rentals out there either, and people are paying more for rent than they could for owning a house. So why would you not want to buy? There's so many wonderful programs out there.
Right. And my argument is Denver is appreciating at 10 to 12% a year right now, year to year. Rates are not going to be I'm just going to say that, and
rates are going to go up.
I will get in trouble for this, but but I'm just telling you, rates are not going to be lower a year from now.
We've seen the bottom.
No.
They're not. They're most likely going to be higher. Maybe they'll be in the same ballpark, but they're probably going to be higher. And does that mean a quarter of a point, a half a point? I don't know.
Who knows?
But they're going to be more than they are today.
Agree.
Quantitative easing, it was $85 billion that the government is writing to prop up the mortgage industry and the bond industry, is declining. This economist I spoke with today predicts that by January 15th of 2015, they will stop doing that.
Well, and if we want to talk about how strong our marketplace is, let's just look at the last couple years. I mean, at the end of 2012, our Metro West stats told us we had, a little over 6,300 in homes for sale at the end of the year. And at the end of 2013, our current stats show us at 5,755 home for sale.
Wow.
So we're, that's a significant amount of inventory that's available for sale. And yet our sales are up. So if we want to look at, our days on market are down. They're down to 60 days on market, and our number of sales are up. I mean, our stats are pointing to a really healthy but not outrageously obnoxious market like we saw 6 months ago. I mean, the market is very stable right now.
Do you see coming into this spring, because I think everyone knew about last spring and how people were going crazy.
Correct.
Almost paying way too much.
They're paying over list price in so many cases.
I don't know if that's way too much, but there was a frenzy.
There was a frenzy.
Do you see that happening again this spring, or what do you feel?
I don't see that with the interest rates leveling out, I don't see that there's going to be this obnoxious frenziness. I think it's going to be a nice, healthy market of buyers coming in, buying, having a good selection. If the sellers get off the fence and put their houses on the market, I think we'll have a good selection. But I don't see this frenziness. I just see it being, kind of an equal balance for a marketplace.
Yeah, I want to... Kelly, when we come back from break, you mentioned something earlier, and I really want to go back there and spend a few minutes with that move-up buyer and why that's really important in the marketplace and how you can be successful at that, because I think there's plenty of people who are sitting there in that house that are going, I'm kind of comfortable here, but it's not my dream home, but can I sell? Can I buy? If I sell, can I buy something? Mm-hmm. And does that all make sense? And does it make sense to do it now, or does it make sense to do it a year from now, or, whatever? And I think my always answer is now.
Now.
And I want to talk about that for a little bit, and I think you have some great insight into that market. So again, you're listening to Real Estate Radio Denver. I'm your host, Tom Souther. I'm here with Kelly Spencer, who is a real estate agent with Keller Williams in the Denver Tech Center. And we want to be able to give you really understand why now is the time to make that move. Come on back. We're going to be right back.
Talk 710.
Real Estate Radio Denver is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Tom Souther. The purpose of the show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Denver, Tom Souther can help. Call or text Tom directly at 720-515-1818. That's 720-515-1818. Take advantage of speaking with Tom Souther anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all your questions, that truly cares about you and your family's best interest, is priceless. Call Tom Souther today and you'll be glad you did. 720-515-1818. That's 720-515-1818. Or you can visit realestateradiodenver.com for more info. That's 720-515-1818 or realestateradiodenver.com for more information. Tom, tell me what Real Estate Radio Denver is all about.
Real Estate Radio Denver is about getting the truth out to you about the local Denver real estate, mortgage, credit, and financial markets. Quite honestly, you've been misled, if not flat lied to, by the nationwide media. We're going to change that and get the truth out.
What are some of the things you're helping the people of Denver accomplish with their real estate?
We are helping families get into their first home. We're helping families save huge amounts of money on their interest payments. And we're helping educate people about building or rebuilding their credit, the financial markets, and investing investing in real estate.
Who's out there listening right now that should call you today?
Anyone who's thinking about buying or selling a home, anyone who currently has a mortgage rate at 4.75 or above, or anyone who wants the truth about the Denver real estate market.
Well, folks, it's just that simple. If you want the free real estate advice in Denver, call or text Tom Souther right now at 720-515-1818. That's 720-515-1818.
Licensed and regulated by the Colorado Division of Real Estate. License number 100027866. NMLS 218244.
You're listening to Real Estate Radio Denver with local expert Tom Souther. Now, here's Tom.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Denver. I'm your host, Tom Souther. We are helping you with why now? That's the big question, I think, in the market. I talk to so many people who, whether you're a first-time buyer, you're a home buyer, you move-up buyer, that you're just a little scared of the market and jumping in. And gosh, it is such a great time for any of those options. So let me reintroduce my guest, two guests, quite honestly. I have Kelly Spencer, who is a residential real estate agent and expert. She is with Keller Williams Realty in the Denver Tech Center. She's been in biz about 10 years. A true expert and someone that I would tell you is the right kind of agent that you want to do business with. You've got to have an advocate, and we're going to get to that topic here in a minute as well. But I also have with me Ryan Mathisen with Colorado Insurance. Ryan is a regular expert contributor to the show, and we welcome him back as well.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me stay.
Yeah.
I didn't get kicked out.
No, you stay, and you throw in your 2 cents. Kelly Spencer, we were talking about that move-up buyer.
Yes.
And I am a little passionate about them because I think there's a lot of misinformation about, can you sell? How quickly does it sell? Can I find something else to move into? And the cool thing is, as you move up in that price spectrum in the marketplace, there's more.
Correct.
There's often more selection because the ones that are going in days are what price range?
The price range
Really?
of stuff going in days is usually between $200 and $250. That's the bulk of the marketplace. So for somebody who's looking to move up, they have the selection there. But obviously, if they're selling a house in that price point, they're not going to have long to worry about selling their house. The house should sell very quickly.
They go very quickly.
Absolutely.
There's usually a number of people looking in that price range,
Yes.
or gosh forbid that you're under 200 is what you're selling. There's none of those in the marketplace.
No,
and people are struggling to find those.
Correct.
So it's a great time to get top value for that home.
Yep.
And to buy something else that you probably have a little bit of selection to find.
Absolutely, and a little bit of time to find it too.
Yeah.
So, so many people were just, with the downturn in 2006, after 2006 and 2007, and the market downturned in 2009, so many homes were upside down in value. And so people are still afraid that their house values have not come back. And we're seeing in most cases that they have. And in some cases, the homes have appreciated enough. People are walking away with cash. And, in some cases, even more cash. So, but the problem is that people sit in sort of this state of unknowingness. And until they sit down with an expert and actually look what's going on in their marketplace, look at the values, sit down with a lending expert such as yourself, everything is unknown. And what so many people don't realize is you can actually move up.
You can.
And it's a great time. It's just they're living in sort of the unknown, and very likely they can move up.
And Kelly, I'm glad you brought up that value issue that so many people were maybe upside down or didn't think they had enough value. And I've been amazed. Go ahead.
I had a question for you. So
Sure.
Someone in that 2 to 250 range, they own that house, they're looking to move up. What would you recommend as far as them being concerned with, hey, my house is going to sell so quickly, but it may take me a little while to find that next house? Kind of what do you recommend to your clients?
Well, I say that's why you have to have an advocate, because each situation is different. We've seen in many cases where the seller may have stashed away some money, so they may go purchase first so that they don't have to worry. Maybe they need the extra space, and so they don't want to be disruptive with the showing. So there's a lot of cases where sometimes the we'll put that client in their new home first and then get the house on the market after they get in their new house or know that they at least have a place to go. Yeah. So they've got the new house under contract. Then they might put their house under, put on the market and get that going. Yeah. Other cases, they may need to do it in tandem. So we just sit down with them, and it is a very personal situation. We're looking at what their needs are, what their current family situation is, showing going to be, normal for them. Can they handle the traffic through the house? Do they maybe need to move first? So it's a very individual basis. So I can't say that there's one answer for everything. We really sit down and coach them on what is the best situation for them.
And I think that's one of the best reasons to use someone like you that's so knowledgeable in the market, because you can guide people through the process and what's going to make the most sense for them. Because it can be a stressful process if you don't work with the right people.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's so many things to take into consideration of, can you move up before you sell? Do you have to sell? Do you have the right lending advocate that can paint that picture for you? And, how long are you comfortable maybe carrying 2 house payments, or is that not a comfortable situation for you? And timing your closing so that you don't have to have that issue. So there's just a lot of things that we look at when we're taking into consideration what is the right plan for that person or that family. So there's not one specific answer that's right for everybody.
Kind of tailor it to their needs.
Absolutely. This real estate is personal. It's very local and it's very personal, and not one situation applies to everybody. Right. So, we have to know what we're doing to put our clients with the best, people out there to help them, realize their dream.
That's the difference between a fantastic realtor and an average or a less than average. It's making that process and getting you those right choices. Kelly, I remember when we were talking before the show, you were talking about a story of a couple of you moved here from Missouri, and I'd love to share that story because it gives you an idea of what a fantastic real estate agent can do for you. Because it's not a situation where you should go out and look at 50 or 60 houses, what you're paying for, and you don't actually even write a check for it, which is the incredible, beautiful thing.
Right, it costs you nothing when you're buying.
It costs you nothing to have a relationship with a fantastic real estate agent. So tell us that story about this couple moving into town.
So I had some clients recently that were actually 2 different sets of clients that were both relocating for jobs, coming out of state. One had 2 days to find a house. Another one had 3 days. So what I told them as I was consulting with them on the phone before they got here was, okay, tell me about your needs. Tell me what you're looking for. What proximity do you want to live within work? Will both the husband and wife be working? Will there be certain family situations? So we really do a lot of probing questions beforehand to understand what their lifestyle is, how close they need to be to work, or do they have other extracurricular activities that they want to be closer to that versus work? So we sit down and we do all that, and instead of just setting them up on this blasted automated home search where they get hundreds of properties that they have to weed through and then
which is the worst.
Which is the total worst. Yeah. And then they have to tell you what they like. And, let's face it, not all those pictures are pristine online either. So what I tell them I do for them is that I take that responsibility away from them, and I get online, and I am the one who spends 2, 3, 4 hours every night for my clients. I look through them. I know the neighborhoods. I've lived here since I was 13 years old. So I look through those areas based off what they're looking for and their criteria. And then I weed out the best of what's out there based off my knowledge of the marketplace. And then I send them the best of the listings so that then they can come back and tell me what they like of those listings. So instead of trying to look through hundreds of listings potentially or 50 listings, I maybe sent them 10. And then they can pick their top 3 or 4. And with one particular client, I sent them 3 batches of listings like that, one that had 5, one that had 10, one that had 6, and they picked their top 6. And I said, okay, and then I added 1 or 2 others of my own. We knocked out one based off a conversation we had. So our first day out, we had 6. And what I level set them is if we've done our job the right way, we don't have to look at houses over multiple days. So don't be freaked out if we go out the first day and we find stuff that we like that you actually want to live in. That means that I've done my job. Right, it's not an accident, and don't feel like you didn't look at enough stuff. Right. So with both of these sets of clients, one of the clients, the first property out, they found the right house and didn't even want to go look at anything else. We wrote on the first house. And the other sets of clients, we looked at 6, and out of the 6, we found 3 that we liked, 3 that they could actually live in. We ended up writing on
which
one.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly.
It means that, again, I did my job and
really
I was
doesn't
listening to what they were looking for. And so we found 3 houses. We wrote on one. And, both sets of clients are under contract and they're tickled pink. And, they both said to me, well, it seemed almost a little bit easy, and so we went back a second day to look at the houses again just to make sure that they liked them and threw in 1 or 2 others. And they're like, nope, that's right.
Yeah.
And so, again, the idea is that you don't have to look at hundreds upon hundreds of homes. If we as realtors do our job and preview the homes, or we, spend time online looking at things, we're narrowing it down based off, what you said you're looking for. Now, sometimes it might take a little bit longer if you're not quite sure what you're looking for, but again, that's our job, is to listen and pay attention to the cues, and or maybe steer you in the right direction, because what you think you want isn't really quite actually what you wanted. You were explaining it in one way, and we found that what you really needed was something else. But that's the fun part of doing this, is that when we can find somebody home that quickly and focus on getting them to their destination and let them focus on getting packed up and moving, and there's enough other stresses. So if we find them that right home, that's one less thing that they have to worry about.
Yeah, and that is just so incredible to see that selection process and to get them there that quickly. One of the things we talked about earlier, and I don't want to tell anybody, to not use your cousin or the friend of your friend.
Mothers, brothers, uncles, sister, whatever.
But there are haves and have-nots in this industry, and you deserve to use an agent that will give you that level of service.
They're going to be your advocate. At the end of the day, they want to make sure that you love what you're moving into.
And you said something wonderful earlier about that process, and I'd just like to share that with people. Interview your cousin and your friend's friend and everyone else, but also get some other recommendations.
Right. Let that family member know, in the best interest of you, the consumer, you're going to interview. This is one of the biggest things that you do in your lifetime. It's one of your biggest investments. And don't you want an advocate, whether that's shopping for a resale or even new construction especially as well.
Absolutely. Take somebody with you when you go look at new homes.
Absolutely.
And a great agent should have that in the mix of things that you at least consider, because you should be using a agent to represent you if you're buying a new construction home. You should. It doesn't cost you anything to do that, and you should be represented.
Absolutely.
I feel so passionately about this to help you to connect with the right professional. So I want to give you the offer number again, because I'd love to put you together with Kelly Spencer. I'd love you to have that kind of experience that her customers have. So again, the offer number is 720-515-1818, 720-515-1818, and I will put you together with Kelly. You can text me, or you can email me, you can connect with us on Facebook, and her information you'll find that there as well. With our show announcements at Real Estate Radio Denver on Facebook. So please, please, please do that for me. Help yourself. Make your life easy. Kelly and I we were talking earlier about, both of us love to hear this from our customers, that they've had an experience that was simple and smooth flowing and whatnot. Correct?
Yes, they have enough other stress in their life. We want to make this an enjoyable process.
Enjoyable with an educated knowledge of what's going on in the marketplace.
Absolutely.
So Kelly Spencer, I want to thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
It's kind of a short performance today. As always, Ryan Mathisen with Colorado Insurance. Again, thank you so much.
Always glad to be here. Thanks, Tom.
You're listening to Real Estate Radio here on News Talk 710 KNUS. I want to thank you again for listening. And again, the offer number, please let me connect you with a true professional like Kelly Spencer, 720-515-1818. We'll see you next week. Thanks.